Peace and Pan-Africanism, brothers and sisters. Peace and Pan-Africanism, brothers and sisters. Peace and Pan-Africanism, brothers and sisters. Pan-Africanism by any means necessary. Before I get into tonight's topic, and I only plan to keep you for an hour. Before I get into tonight's topic, and I only plan to keep you for an hour, I must apologize to the ancestors. I must apologize to the ancestors because I neglected to mention earlier today during my reading of the Honorable Frederick Douglass's August the 3rd, 1857, No Struggle, No Progress speech, I neglected to mention that not only was Frederick Bailey born on February the 14th of 1818, but one of the greatest black leaders before Frederick Douglass, in fact, the greatest black leader before Frederick Douglass, was also born on February the 14th, but he was born in 1760 in FDMG, Delaware. He moved to Philadelphia, and that great ancestor's name is the Reverend Richard Allen, the father of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, brothers and sisters. Reverend Richard Allen was also born on February the 14th, 1760, and he would go on to found the largest black independent church denomination in the world, known as none other than the African Methodist Episcopal Church. My 4 times great grand uncle, Bishop Alexander Wayman, was the 7th bishop of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. And the Bishop Henry McNeil Turner, one of the greatest Pan-Africanists who ever lived, considered Marcus Garvey before Marcus Garvey was also a bishop of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. So let us remember the Reverend Richard Allen and what he did for Africans who were segregated in the white racist churches of Philadelphia and around the world. He gave them their own independent black church denomination. And when you visit Philadelphia, when you come to the 2nd annual FDMG festival and you visit Philadelphia, when you come to the 2nd annual FDMG festival on September the 10th and you visit Philadelphia, make sure you take the DR.UMAR Philadelphia tour. I'm going to be leading a tour for all of you who want to learn the rich history of my hometown of Philadelphia. And one of the places we're going to go is to Mother Bethel, the very first African Methodist Episcopal Church. And inside of that church is the shrine, the burial place of the Reverend Richard Allen. His remains are kept inside of Mother Bethel, the African Methodist Episcopal Church here in Philadelphia. With that being said, I must also acknowledge, as we get ready to talk about the Pluto return of the United States, I must also acknowledge another great black religious leader who was also a leader here in Philadelphia, who was close friends with the Reverend Richard Allen. And his name was Absalom Jones, also born in FDMG, Delaware, also relocated to Philadelphia. It was Absalom Jones who became the first black Episcopalian minister. Absalom Jones became the first black Episcopalian minister in United States history. in 1802. If you are Episcopalian, Absalom Jones is the first black man in American history to be ordained an Episcopalian minister in 1802. He co-founded with Richard Allen in 1787 during George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and Ben Franklin in the rest of the white supremacist slave masters while they were hammering out the U.S. Constitution. While they were hammering out the U.S. Constitution here in Philadelphia, Richard Allen and Absalom Jones was hammering out the first, race first. I'm going to say it again. While the devils of democracy was hammering out the U.S. Constitution, Richard Allen and Absalom Jones, may the Most High God be pleased with them both. They were putting together America's first race first organization. That's right. And it was called the Free African Society. The Free African Society dedicated to the improvement of Africans, not Cherokees, not Choctaws, not indigenous, not Native Americans, not Aboriginals, but dedicated to free Africans, to help African people. They used the word African. It was the African Methodist Episcopal Church. You understand? It was the Free African Society. Our first 200 years in America under European rule, we called all of our institutions African. All the schools were called African schools. All the churches were called African churches. All of the institutions were called African institutions. So I want to give my respects to Richard Allen, and I want to give my respects to Absalom Jones. And now I want to talk about, for the next 50 minutes, I don't want to go past midnight, I want to talk about America's Pluto return. Now, for my Muslim and Christian and Hebrew brothers and sisters, I want you to relax your dogmatic beliefs of spiritual truth just for 50 minutes. One of the limitations of our three world religions is that they do not allow for you to benefit from the rich astrological culture of African people in spirituality. They do not allow you to benefit from the rich ancestral energy of African culture and spirituality. They do not allow you to connect the dots of all these great spiritual systems that God has given to man to help us on our path towards achieving divine consciousness. We on earth are on a mission to achieve divine consciousness. And many of our world religions, our churches, our imams, our temples, our masjids, they don't allow our people to benefit from a study of astrology, which is a divine science from Almighty God. They don't allow our people to benefit from a relationship with their ancestors sent to us from Almighty God. So I'm going to talk about both. They don't allow us to benefit from the great divinities, the forces of the universe created by the Almighty, sent to us to aid us on our path to divine consciousness. So I want everybody to listen, because what I'm about to talk about is very important. If you are serious about African liberation, what I'm about to talk about is very, very important. The United States of America was born here in Philadelphia. The United States of America was born here in Philadelphia on July the 4th, 1776. America was not born because they didn't want to pay taxes. America was not born because there was taxation without representation. The 13 colonies did not declare independence from Britain due to oppression primarily. The main reason that the 13 colonies declared independence from the British Crown is because in Britain, the movement to abolish slavery was alive, it was well, and it was making progress. I'm going to say this again. You need to understand, overstand, and understand what I'm saying. The reason the 13 colonies declared independence here in Philadelphia on July the 4th, 1776 was not because they wanted to be free. It wasn't because of a tea tax. It wasn't because of taxation without representation. The reason the 13 colonies declared independence from Britain was because of the rumor that slavery might soon be abolished in all British territories. And because this country was born in the blood of the enslaved African, because this country was born in the oppression of the enslaved African, because this country would only survive with the continued exploitation of labor and talent from African people. They decided to declare independence not for their freedom, but for your continued servitude. They did not declare independence on July 4th for their freedom. They did it to maintain your enslavement. And I challenge any historian to prove me wrong. I challenge any historian to prove me wrong. July 4th, 1776 was birthed to keep Africans in slavery. July 4th, 1776 was birthed to continue the slave trade against our ancestors. July 4th, 1776 was birthed so that the 13 colonies would not risk having their slave empire shut down. Understand, overstand, and understand me right now. Understand, overstand, and understand me right now. So, when America was born on July 4th, 1776, the planet Pluto was at 27 degrees in the sign of Capricorn. I'm going to speak on Pluto and Capricorn in a minute by way of the Orishas, whose energies are most closely aligned to those planets. So I want y'all to follow me on this. When America was born here in Philadelphia on July 4th, 1776, the planet Pluto was stationed in Capricorn at 27 degrees. The planet Pluto is the slowest moving planet in this solar system. It takes Pluto approximately 246 years to make a complete revolution around the solar system. It takes the planet Pluto 246 years to get back to any point it was previously. On the day Frederick Douglass joined the ancestors, February the 20th, that is this coming Sunday, February the 20th, that is this coming Sunday, February the 20th, this coming Sunday is the day Frederick Douglass joined the ancestors. It is also the day of America's karmic return. This Sunday, February the 20th, the planet Pluto, the planet of revolution, the planet of karma, the planet of exposing dirt, corruption, dirty secrets, contradictions, the planet Pluto will be back at 27 degrees of Capricorn. The planet Pluto will be back at 27 degrees Capricorn for the first time since July the 4th, 1776. Now let me go in. Let me go in. Let's talk about Capricorn and let's talk about Pluto. The energy of Pluto, the energy of revolution, the energy of the unknown secrets, the energy that clears out the old to make way for the new, the energy that forces you to pay your karmic debts. Pluto is the energy of Orisha Oya, the mother of the storms, the mother of the tornado, the hurricane, the cyclone, the typhoon, the mother of the wind. Orisha Oya is the mother of revolutionary change. She is the mother that rips up the old world order to lay the foundation for a new world order. She comes through with her majestic power and grace, tearing up all the corrupt institutions of the world, tearing up all the hypocritical systems of the global white power structure in order that a new world order may be born. In order that a new world order may be born. Pay attention to me. This is not a joke right now. Pay attention to me. This is not a joke right now. So Oya is the planet, is the divinity, the Orisha of revolution. Pluto is the planet of revolution. So the planet of revolutionary change and exposing and destroying corruption and dark secrets is coming back to America for the first time in 245 years, 7 months, and 16 days. 245 years, 7 months, and 16 days. Stay with me, brothers and sisters. I need y'all to get this because I'm building up to your place in the Pluto return. You have a purpose for your people during this revolutionary cycle of Mother Oya. So, this revolutionary planet is at 27 degrees of Capricorn. Now let's talk about Capricorn. Capricorn is an energy that is closely associated with Orisha Babaluaye. Babaluaye is the divinity that God created to oversee disease, the distribution of disease, as well as the cure and the healing of that disease. The sign of Capricorn, ruled by the planet Saturn, is a sign that deals with systems, structures, organizations, countries, nations, empires. So you have Orisha Oya coming to visit the house of Orisha Babaluaye. You have planet Pluto coming to visit the house of Capricorn. So what the message is here, in my analysis, is that revolution is coming to America and the entire global white power structure because America is at the top of the global white power structure. And Pluto and Oya are coming into Capricorn to meet Babaluaye to do what? destroy the systems, uproot the structures, clean house in the organizations, to do battle with the countries and the nations and the empires who have caused African people all the hell in this world for the last 245 years, 7 months, and 16 days. Are you following me so far? Are you following me so far? Are you following me so far? I want you to follow me. This is very important. And the reason this is so important is this cycle will not come again for 246 years. This cycle will not come again for 246 years. That means your great-grandchildren will be forced to get this right if we get it wrong. You are living in one of the most revolutionary times. You are living right now in one of the most revolutionary times ever. We are either inside of or entering soon the planet of Aquarius. The age of Aquarius. We are either in right now or visiting soon the age of Aquarius. Now let's talk about Aquarius for a moment, because when Pluto leaves Capricorn, Pluto is going to enter Aquarius. I'm going to make it all make sense in a minute. When Pluto leaves Capricorn, Pluto is going to go to Aquarius. We are either in or entering the planet of Aquarius. Aquarius is associated most closely with the energy of Orisha Shango, the energy of kingship, of divine masculine power, the energy of the revolutionary, the energy of the diplomat, the energy of the activist, the energy of social revolution. I need y'all to get this. You have to understand the planetary alignment right now. This is part of the 400-year retribution. I need you all to understand that the Great American Eclipse of 2017, the Great American Eclipse of August the 21st, 2017, the Great American Eclipse of August the 21st, 2017, stay with me, that eclipse is related to this Pluto return. And the eclipse of August the 21st, 2017, that's Nat Turner, that's Haitian Revolution, that's George Jackson, that's Emmett Till. Emmett Till showed up in Money, Mississippi on August the 21st. The Haitian Revolution began on August the 21st. Nat Turner War, August the 21st. George Jackson War, August the 21st. Original birth date of Jesus Christ, August the 21st. Birth of the Prince of Pan-Africanism, August the 21st. So that great American eclipse that America hadn't seen since the 1700s, and this Pluto return that America hasn't seen since her birthday, July 4th, 1776, are both tied into the 400 years. Are both tied into the 400 years, 1619 to 2019, 1619 to 2019. The Great North American Eclipse was 2017, right before the 400 years. And now the Pluto return is 2022, right after the 400 years. I want y'all to see. If your third eye is closed, find something else to do. This is only for people whose third eyes are open. If your third eye is closed, if your Willie Lynch chip is blocking the activation of your third eye, if your Willie Lynch chip is blocking the activation of your third eye, if your Willie Lynch chip is blocking the activation of your third eye, please hop off the live. Please hop off the live. Please hop off the live. Now, for those whose third eyes are open, August 21st, 2017, February 20, 2022. Look at this now. August 21st, 2019, Great North American Eclipse, February 20th, the day Frederick Douglass died, 2022, Pluto return. Between the two of them is what? The 400-year memorial for Africans under North American oppression. Now, let me go deeper. When Pluto stations in Capricorn at 27 degrees next Sunday, when Pluto stations 27 degrees in Capricorn, this coming Sunday, February the 20th, the day Frederick Douglass joined the ancestors, Pluto will remain at 27 degrees Capricorn until March the 10th, the day Harriet Tubman joined the ancestors. Stay with me. There are no coincidences. I'm going to say it again. Pluto will go to the place she was at the very day America was declared. She will be there on the day Frederick Douglass joined the ancestors. And Pluto will be in 27 degrees Capricorn until the day Harriet Tubman joined the ancestors. I hope y'all following this. I hope y'all following this. So from February the 20th of 2022, anniversary of Frederick Douglass's ascension, until March the 10th of 2022, the anniversary of Harriet Tubman's ascension, Pluto will be stationed at 27 degrees Capricorn, exactly where she was for the first time in 245 years, 7 months, and 16 days when the Declaration of Independence was read here in Philadelphia. What does this mean, Dr. Umar? We are about to go on a 2-year, 8-month, 29-day revolutionary period where a spiritual vortex will be opened for African people all around the world, but especially in the United States. Stay with me. Understand, overstand, and understand. This is not a game right now. This is not a game. You're going to have to come back and watch this again because I need you to understand how important this is. We're about to go on a 2-year, 8-month, 29-day revolutionary period where a universal vortex is going to open, and it's going to allow African people, to reclaim our divine position and destiny in this world. Orisha Oya, the ruler of the planet Pluto, the mother of revolution and revenge. The mother of revolution and revenge. She leads the ancestors. So Pluto is a planet of the ancestors. All of our ancestors who were put on them ships, all of our ancestors who were raped, all of our ancestors who were beat, all of our ancestors who were stolen, all of our ancestors who caught that hell from America from July 4th, 1776 until now is coming back to revisit America. But this is what I need y'all to understand. This is what I need y'all to understand. Orisha Oya is not going to do the work for you. The ancestors are not going to do the work for you. Almighty God is not going to do the work for you. They're simply going to create the circumstance that allows us. They're not going to do the work for us. They're going to create the circumstances that will allow us to take back global authority if we want it bad enough. Understand, overstand, and understand me. Understand, overstand, and understand me. Understand, overstand, and understand me, brothers and sisters. Understand, overstand, and understand me. Pluto is coming back for the first time in 245 years, 7 months and 16 days to the exact position she was when the Declaration of Independence was read in this city on July the 4th, 1776. Pluto is the planet of revolution, the planet of karma, the planet of exposing and uprooting all that is unrighteous in order to lay down a new foundation for righteousness. And the ancestors are coming as well. The question for you, the question the ancestors want me to ask all Africans in the world right now, all 2 billion of us, but especially those in the United States. All Africans, but especially those in the United States, the ancestors want to know, are you ready? Are you ready to do what you need to do politically? Are you ready to do what you need to do economically? Are you ready to do what you need to do spiritually? Are you ready to do what you need to do culturally? Are you ready to do what you need to do in terms of your body, your health, your family, your society? Are black men ready to stand up for our women and our children? Are black women ready to stand up for black men and for black children right now? I hope y'all understanding me. This is not a game. This is not a game. Now, to my Africans in the diaspora, some of you are saying, Dr. Umar, I feel you for the American African. But what does this have to do with the Canadian African, the Caribbean African, the South American African? Dr. Umar, what does this have to do for the Ghanaian African and the Senegalese African, the South African, the Eritrean African, the Congolese African? Dr. Umar, I understand what you're saying for y'all over there, but I am over here. So how does America's Pluto return, how is that relevant for Africans outside of the United States? Can I ask you a question? My continental Africans, can I ask you a question? My Caribbean Africans, can I ask you a question? My European Africans, my Asian Africans, my South Pacific Africans, can I ask you a question? Who ordered the death of Patrice Lumumba, the first democratically elected prime minister of the Congo? Was his death not ordered by President Dwight D. Eisenhower? Can I ask you another question? Who helped the apartheid government hunt down and arrest Nelson Mandela? Was it not the CIA? Was not America present at the Berlin Conference of 1884 in Germany? And was not America the first country to affirm? Was America not the first company to affirm ownership of the Congo to that devil over there in Europe? Was it not the United States of America who planned and implemented the overthrow of Osajafo? Was it not the United States of America who planned and implemented and overthrew Osajafo, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah? Yes or no? Does any country have more control over Africa's resources than the United States of America? My point is, the USA is the apex of the global white supremacist world order. So this is relevant for all African people because we are one family. We are one people. We are one race. And the oppression and the evil that this empire has wreaked upon African people has touched all of us wherever we are. Who has done more to stop the progress of our Haitian brothers and sisters? Who have done more to stop the progress of our Haitian brothers and sisters if it was not this country? Who? Who has done more to sow turmoil and discord in the Caribbean islands if not this country? So the Pluto return is not just for the American African. We are affected more because we are the direct recipients of this slavery. We are affected more because we are the direct victims of the system. But all Africans in the world, all Africans in the world have been victimized and traumatized by what has happened here. So, from Sunday, February the 20th of 2022, the day Frederick Douglass joined the ancestors, until March the 10th of 2022, the day Harriet Tubman joined the ancestors, Pluto will be at 27 degrees Capricorn. Frederick Douglass to Harriet Tubman. This is not a coincidence. Frederick Douglass to Harriet Tubman, the two main, most popular fighters for African liberation in this country during the antebellum era. Pluto will be in Capricorn, the same place she was when America was birthed, between the birth dates of two of the greatest abolitionists in American history. Now let's look at the 27 degrees. 2 plus 7 equals 9. 9 is the number of Orisha or Yah. 9 is the number of our ancestors. Do you want to hear something else? Many of the recent astrological conjunctions have been at 27 degrees. If I'm not mistaken, the last 5 new moons or full moons or moons period have been at 27 degrees. 2 plus 7 is 9. Why these 9s keep popping up? Why do we have all these 9s? 9 is the number Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto is the 9th planet from the sun. Oya is number 9. The ancestors are number 9. Why are so many planets stationing at 27 degrees, which is a 9? It's the ancestors. Marcus Garvey said, I will return in the whirlwind. Marcus Messiah Garvey said, I will return in the whirlwind. Marcus Messiah Garvey said, I will return in the whirlwind. Let me continue. Let me give you some more clarity. I told you for 2 years, 8 months, and 29 days, beginning this Sunday, for 2 years, 8 months, and 29 days, beginning this Sunday, a vortex will open. It will be opened under the authority of God by the ancestors in Orisha Oya to give Africans in the world, and especially those in America, an opportunity to destroy what? What is Capricorn? Structure. What is Capricorn? Order. What is Capricorn? System. What is Capricorn? Empire. Capricorn is about protecting the established order. Pluto, Oya, the ancestors are there to uproot the established order. The ancestors are there to tear up that foundation. The ancestors are there to lay it to the ground, wipe it out the way with the winds of Oya, so a new reality can be birthed. So a new reality can be birthed. If you're not African, you should not be on this live. My aboriginals, please excuse yourself. My indigenous, please excuse yourself. My Native Americans, please excuse yourself. If you're not African, I'm not talking to you. I want to be clear. This is not for none of you other groups. I am talking to Africans. This is not for none of you. I almost said the C word. I can't do that because Instagram will shut me down. I almost said the C word. I can't do that because Instagram will shut me down. But I'm talking to Africans. Okay? I want to be clear. This is for revolutionary Pan-Africanists. I'm not talking to you. So my Native American Negroes, you can hop off. Hop off. I'm not talking to you. Now, let me give you the timeline. Let me give you the timeline. February 20th of 2022 until March the 10th of 2022, those 18 days, and only for those 18 days, Pluto will be at 27 degrees Capricorn, which is the exact place it was when America was founded. That means from Sunday the 20th, the day Frederick Douglass died, to March the 10th, the day Harriet Tubman died, we must set our intentions and we must begin to start doing the work of Black liberation on a level none of us have ever done it on. At a level that none of us have ever done it on. Are y'all following me? Now, when Pluto goes to her 28th degree on March the 10th, it's not over because she's still in Capricorn. That is still the Pluto return. It's just that it's no longer in the 27th. It's like when Leo season comes around. When Leo season comes around, every day of Leo season, I feel the energy of the sun because I'm a son of the sun. Now, on August the 21st, I feel Leo energy like I can't feel it on no other day because that's my day. But I feel Leo energy from July 23rd to August the 23rd. You understand me? My day is the apex. My day is extra special, but I feel Leo energy the whole time. If you a Capricorn, you feel Capricorn energy. If you a Pisces, you feel Pisces energy. If you an Aquarian, you feel Aquarius energy the whole 30 days of your sign. But on the day you were born, you feel it more intensely. So we will feel the Pluto return most intensely from February the 20th to March the 10th, because that's when Pluto is at 27 degrees Capricorn. That's when America was born. So that's the most intense period of America's reckoning. Okay? But when Pluto goes to the 28th degree of Capricorn, when Pluto goes to the 29th degree of Capricorn, when Pluto goes to the 30th degree of Capricorn, that's still Pluto return. Now, Pluto will go into Aquarius on March the 23rd of 2023, next year. Pluto is in Capricorn until March the 23rd of 2023. So you say, Dr. Umar, is it over? Is the vortex, is the opening over on March the 23rd of 2023? It's not over. It's most intense between now and March the 23rd of 2023, but it's not over. Why is it not over? Because Aquarius, the sign Pluto will go in when she leaves Capricorn, is a revolutionary sign of social revolt, social organization, revolutionary group action. That's still us. Not only that, even though Pluto will leave Capricorn and go into Aquarius, Pluto will retrograde back into Capricorn. Pluto will retrograde back into Capricorn twice, and does not fully complete her return in Capricorn until when? The 13th anniversary of when I was named Ifatunde Oguntade by Chief Olaitan at the Oyotunji African village. Let me say it again. Pluto does not complete her Capricorn return, her 245-year cycle, until November the 19th of 2024. So from February the 20th of 2022 until November the 19th of 2024, stay with me, from February the 20th, when Frederick Douglass joined the ancestors of 2022 until November the 19th of 2024, when Ifatunde Oguntade was born at Oyotunji African Village, two blood relatives, Frederick Douglass and the Prince of Pan-Africanism. Two blood relatives, his death date, my birth date into the spiritual mysteries. Our Pluto return is between those two. We have 2 years, 8 months, and 29 days for the vortex to be open in order for African people in America and African people around the world to restructure this planet, to restructure this earth, to restructure this world order and make it what it needs to be. We got 2 years, 8 months, 29 days, beginning on Sunday. As I said before, if your Willie Lynch chip is blocking your third eye from understanding, and overstanding me, if your Willie Lynch chip is blocking your third eye from being able to understand me, and overstand me, please hop off the live. If you doubt that what I'm saying is the truth, may I ask you a question? If you doubt what I'm saying is the truth, let me ask you a question. What did I say? Pluto will station 27 degrees Capricorn on the day Frederick Douglass died, and will be there until the day Harriet Tubman died, February 20, March 10. Let's look at all the things that have happened in our history between February the 20th and March the 10th. Let me read to you just some of the things that have happened in our history between February the 20th and March the 10th. February the 20th, Frederick Douglass dies. February the 21st, Malcolm X was assassinated. February 21st, Malcolm X was assassinated. February 21st, Brother Malcolm was taken. What just happened involving Malcolm X's story this past November? 2 men who went to jail for killing Malcolm, who were innocent. The 2 men who went to jail for killing Malcolm, who were innocent, were just exonerated. After spending 20 years in prison, they were just exonerated. I believe their exoneration is part of Pluto's return, the karma, the exposing of the truth, the uprooting of the secrets and the hypocrisies and the contradictions. Why did the 2 men who were unjustly accused of killing Malcolm just get acquitted a few months before the start of the Pluto return? Let me continue. On February the 22nd, 1898, Fraser Baker is appointed postmaster of Lake City, South Carolina. And enraged local white people burn down his home, fatally shoot him and his infant daughter, and wound his wife and other children. On February the 22nd, 1898, a black man and his baby girl were murdered like dogs because he was given a job at the post office. Let me continue. February the 23rd of 2020, February the 23rd of 2020, Ahmaud Arbery, Ahmaud Arbery, on February the 23rd of 2020, a 25-year-old black young man shot and killed by a white man in Glenn County, Georgia, who was not arrested until the failure to bring charges sparks a nationwide protest. Oh, you believe me now, don't you? You believe me now. Look at all the dates that line up with the 27th degree of Capricorn this year. I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet. Let's go to the 24th. February the 24th. The state of Kentucky. On February the 24th of 1865, the state of Kentucky refuses to ratify the 13th Amendment and does not officially abolish slavery in that state until 1976. Let me continue. On February the 26th of 2012, on February the 26th of 2012, on February the 26th of 2012, Trayvon Martin, on February the 26th of 2012, Trayvon Martin, a 17-year-old black boy, is killed in Sanford, Florida. The police arrest the shooter, George Zimmerman, only after national outcry against the claim that Stand Your Ground law barred his prosecution. Oh yes. There are no coincidences. Their ancestors are back and they are opening up the door for us to do something about it. Most of you will not get it. Most of you will not get it. Most of you will not get it, but that's okay because many are called. Only a few are chosen. Most of you will not get it. Most of you will not get it, but that's okay because many are called, but only few are chosen. Let me continue. February 27th, 2013. February 27th, 2013. Alabama officials argue before the U.S. Supreme Court in Shelby County versus Eric Holder that Voting Rights Acts of 1965 protections are no longer needed to prevent discrimination. On June 25th, the court agrees that voting rights protections are no longer necessary to prevent African Americans from being discriminated against at the voting booth. I'm still not done. I'm still not done. Let's keep going. On March the 1st, 1921, on March the 1st, 1921, Idaho bans marriage between black and white people, even though the state's population is less than 0.2% black. And I don't have a problem with this one, by the way. I don't have a problem with this one, by the way, because this is Snow Bunny here. This is Snow Bunny here. And let me say this. No disrespect to nobody, but let me say this. No disrespect to nobody, but let me say this. All black men who turned their back on black women, all black men who turned their backs on black women and ran to a woman of another culture, all black men who turned your back on black women these past 245 years, 7 months, and 16 days, and built a family with a woman of another community. Listen up, Snow Bunny victims. Listen up, Snow Bunny victims. I am not joking. I'm dead serious. Every black man who turned his back on a black woman and ran to a woman of another race to build your family. Family is a structure. I told you Capricorn is structure. I told you Pluto is revolution. Pluto comes to do what? Uproot the unrighteous structures. I'm telling you right now, I believe that a lot of black men who married non-African women are going to suffer for it over the next 2 years, 8 months, and 29 days. I'm going to say it again. I believe every black man, most of you, who married another woman, turned your back on our women. Some of you are going to suffer the karma of Pluto and the ancestors over the next 2 years, 8 months, and 29 days. I didn't say I wish harm against you. I didn't say that your life would be hurt. I didn't say that. But over the next 2 years, 8 months, and 29 days, you might lose your job. Your white wife might leave you. Your children might disown you. Your businesses might flop and fail. Over the next 2 years, 8 months, and 29 days, the ancestors are bringing karmic revenge to those who have disrespected African people. That's America. That's the state government. That's the city governments. That's the racist organizations. And guess what? The organizations that claim to defend black people, the organizations that claim to defend black people, like the Urban League and the NAACP, guess what? The Urban League and the NAACP, guess what? A lot of those organizations are going to suffer all types of setbacks, financial setbacks. Some of the top bourgeoisies are probably going to lose their job. Mark my words. Mark my words. All these fake black organizations out here claiming to be for black people and ain't doing nothing but making money. Guess what? Guess what? Oya is coming to uproot all fake institutions and organizations. And that includes fake conscious organizations and fake conscious leaders. That includes fake conscious organizations and fake conscious leaders. These organizations out here disowning their African ancestry. These organizations out here disowning their African heritage. These organizations out here disowning their African culture, disowning your African history. The ancestors are back on Sunday. I feel sorry for y'all. The ancestors are back and they are here for 2 years, 8 months, and 29 days. I feel sorry for all the Sambos. I feel sorry for all the bootlickers. I feel sorry for everybody who has betrayed and sabotaged black progress over the past 245 years. That's France. That's Belgium. That's the Portuguese. That's the Dutch. That's right. That's right. Everybody who made us suffer, the ancestors and the Orishas are back under the divine guidance of Almighty God to bring retribution to the unrighteous, to uproot the fake, to lay a foundation for the truth. You ain't gonna get this wisdom in no church. You ain't gonna get this wisdom in no temple. You ain't gonna get this wisdom in no masjid. You got to step outside of those structures into my black megachurches. My black megachurches who've been taking all this money from all these poor black people from all these years, claiming you representing God on earth. For all you fake pastors and fake imams and fake black leaders who've been doing us dirty for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years. I feel sorry for you. Watch. Don't believe me. I'm just the voice for the answer. Sit back and watch what happens from February 20th, 2022 to November the 19th of 2024. This Pluto return, this one right here, I promise you, you will see fruit. And it won't all be preachers and cream. Oya is revolution. We gonna suffer too for not doing what we should be doing for African people. We gonna suffer too. All the elderly black people who ain't got nobody looking after them, and we a $2 trillion people, we gonna suffer for that. All these black kids being miseducated, sexually abused, homeless black children, we gonna suffer for that too. Oh yeah. You ain't got no schools for your own kids. You ain't got no hospitals for your own elders. You ain't got no jobs for your own young black men. We are going to suffer too. But our suffer is a suffer of purification. I don't think y'all understand. This Pluto return is something of biblical proportions, but we must take advantage of it. This Pluto return is something of biblical proportions, but we must take advantage of it. This Pluto return is something of biblical proportions, but we must take advantage of it. Let me continue with some of these dates. Listen to this. On March the 2nd of 1807, on March the 2nd of 1807, the United States Congress bans importation of enslaved people effective January the 1st, 1808, but establishes no remedy for Africans illegally smuggled into the country after the enactment of the ban. I don't think y'all heard me. What did I tell you? 27 degrees Capricorn begins when? Sunday, February the 20th. And it ends when? March the 10th. 18 days. 18 days. Pluto will be stationed 27 degrees Capricorn, the exact location she was when America was born 245 years, 7 months, and 16 days ago. On March the 2nd, 1807, Congress outlawed the slave trade. There are no coincidences, brothers and sisters. Almighty God did not allow the ancestors to choose Frederick Douglass's death date and Harriet Tubman's death date to be the window of 27 degrees Capricorn. Open up your third eye, brothers and sisters. Let's continue. Please stop asking what I'm talking about and find something else to do. I have no interest in convincing anyone of anything. I have no interest of convincing anyone of anything. I'm sure there's a white girl you can go flirt with right now. I'm sure there's something better you can do with your time than be on my live. So let's continue. On March the 3rd of 1991, Rodney King on March the 3rd of 1991, black motorist Rodney King was beat by the Los Angeles police. The beating was caught on tape, and all the officers were acquitted of any wrongdoing. Brothers and sisters, I could stop right there. I could stop right there. We done talked about Malcolm's assassination. We done talked about Ahmaud Arbery's assassination. We done talked about Trayvon Martin's assassination. We done talked about the Rodney King beating. We done talked about Congress outlawing the slave trade. Let's continue. On March the 4th, 2015, the United States Department of Justice finds pervasive racial bias within the police department and municipal court in Ferguson, Missouri. Michael Brown. On March the 4th of 2015, the U.S. Department of Justice finds pervasive racial bias within the police department and municipal court in Ferguson, Missouri, including targeting black people for stops, arrests, and use of force. Y'all can't think this is a coincidence. February 20th, March the 10th. Look at all that happened between February the 20th and March the 10th in African history. And I didn't even deal with the continent. I didn't even deal with the Caribbean. I didn't even deal with our Central and South American brothers and sisters. I didn't even deal with Canada and Australia. I didn't even deal with Asia and Europe yet. Let's continue. March the 5th, 1842. March the 5th, 1842. The state of Maryland creates a law that provides punishment for up to 20 years in prison for any black person found with an anti-slavery publication in his or her possession. We talking Frederick Douglass. We talking the abolitionists. We talking Martin Delany right now. We talking the Underground Railroad. Let me say it again. On March the 5th, 1842, the state of Maryland created a law that can put you in jail up to 20 years, any black person in the state of Maryland in 1842 who is found with an anti-slavery publication, you can go to jail for up to 20 years just by having the newspaper. But y'all don't hear me yet. But y'all don't hear me though. But y'all don't hear me though. Let's continue. This gonna blow your mind. Y'all ready? If that didn't convince you, this one is about to blow your mind wide open. If that didn't convince you, this is about to blow your mind wide open. Listen to this. On March the 6th of 1857, on March the 6th of 1857, on March the 6th of 1857, Dred Scott, Dred Scott, Dred Scott, Dred Scott, Dred Scott. On March the 6th of 1857, the U.S. Supreme Court in Dred Scott versus Sanford rules that people of African descent cannot be U.S. citizens, are not protected by the Constitution, and have no standing in court to sue. I could end it right there. I could end it right there. I could end it right there, but I want to read that 2 more times. Oh, yes. The ancestors are here on Sunday. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And Wednesday is full moon in Leo. Where are my Leos at? The day after tomorrow is full moon in Leo. Where my kings and queens at? Where my lions and my lioness at? Let's continue. Let's continue. On March the 6th, 1857, the U.S. Supreme Court in Dred Scott versus Sanford rules that people of African descent cannot be citizens, are not protected by the Constitution, and have no standing in federal court. I could drop the mic right there. I could drop the mic right there. I could drop the mic right there, but we still not done. March the 7th of 1965. March the 7th of 1965. March the 7th of 1965. The police used tear gas, whips, and clubs to attack supporters of a black voting rights march from Selma to Alabama. Dozens are beat and hospitalized, and the march is called Bloody Sunday by the American media. The movie Selma is about Bloody Sunday. If you haven't seen Selma, go get Selma. Download it on your phone. Selma is about Bloody Sunday. The march from Selma to Montgomery on March the 7th of 1965, just because black people wanted the right to vote. I'm still not done. Because Harriet Tubman left us on March the 10th. I'm still not done. Because Harriet Tubman left us on March the 10th. I'm still not done. Because Harriet Tubman left us on March the 10th. Here we go. On March the 8th, 1655, Virginia Colony Court rules against John Casor, a black indentured servant who sued for his freedom after being forced to work past his term, and they declared him a slave for the rest of his life. But y'all don't hear me though. I need some water right now. I need some water right now. I need some water right now. I don't think y'all heard what I just said. I'm going to read it again. I don't think y'all heard what I just said. I'm going to read it again. Listen to this. March the 8th, 1655. Now, this was before America was born, but the Virginia colony became Virginia the state. This was before America was born, but the Virginia colony became Virginia the state. Listen to this. The Virginia colony court ruled against John Kasor, a black indentured servant who sued for his freedom after being forced to work past his term. He was a black man who was an indentured servant in Virginia. This is 1655. Do you know what that tells me? Let me tell you what I think, or who I think John Kasor was. Let me tell y'all who I think John Kasor was. He might have been one of the original 20 Africans. He might have been one of the original 20 Africans. He might have been one of the original 20 Africans who showed up in Jamestown, Virginia on August the 20th of 1619 to begin what would become the mass importation of Africans as dehumanized agents of free labor. I'm willing to bet you that John Kasor was either on that boat or he was the child of somebody on that boat. I bet you. 1619 from 1655. Somebody tell me how many years is that? 1619 minus 1655. Somebody give me an answer. How many years? 1655 minus 1619. How many years? Brother Ty, this is funny. I don't find this funny, my brother. Cornball ass. And I hope none of my sisters give you no honey. Black women, y'all got to stop. Let me block this. Oops, almost said the wrong word. Almost said. I can't get rid of him. I think they have an anti-Sambo thing on here. Black women, I'm talking to my sisters right now. Don't deal with no brothers who ain't serious about the revolution. I'm talking to my African queens right now. I'm talking to my African sisters right now. I'm talking to my sisters from Nigeria to Nevada, Brooklyn to Botswana. You hear me? Jamaica to Jacksonville. You hear me? Don't be giving none of your loving to these brothers who ain't serious about liberation. They don't get none of that sweet stuff. They don't get no honeycomb hideout. They don't get no cookies. No, they don't get no sugar. Stop giving your heaven to Negroes who belong in hell. Did you hear what I said, black woman? Did you hear what I said, black woman? Stop giving your heaven to Negroes who should be in hell. Stop doing it. If they not fighting, if they not building, black woman, stop rewarding these women, these men with your soul. You don't give. You don't give your essence to a man who ain't fighting for the people. No black man deserves what is between the thighs of an African goddess. No black man deserves what is between the thighs of an African queen if he ain't working to liberate his people. And I'm going to charge every black woman for the next 2 years, 8 months, and 29 days. I'm going to charge every black woman on the planet Earth for the next 2 years, 8 months, and 29 days. Don't you dare. We about to go into a revolutionary period on Sunday. We're about to go into a revolutionary period on Sunday. Don't you dare reward any Negro with your honeycomb hideout if he ain't fighting for the people. 36 years from 1655 to 1619. Do you know what that means? That means John Kasor was a descendant. I think he was a child or grandchild of one of those Africans. He was a child. He wasn't even a grandchild. 36 years, that's a child. He was a child of somebody who came on that first boat that began our 400 years under British North American racism. And here's where white folks like to whitewash it. They say the first Africans in America who showed up in Virginia. We're not talking about the Africans who came before. We're talking about the ones who came under white rule. We're not talking about the Africans who was here for thousands of years ago. We're talking about the ones who came under white rule. They will whitewash the history, and they will say that the first 20 Africans who showed up in Jamestown, Virginia on August the 20th of 1619 were not slaves. That's what they tell you in history class. They say the first 20 Africans who showed up in Jamestown, Virginia in 1619 were not slaves. They were indentured servants. But look what happened to them. Look what happened to them. They made them permanent slaves. I'm reading you the story right now. John Casor was an indentured servant, sued for his freedom because they made him continue to work, and he lost in court. And the court said in Virginia that he must be a slave for the rest of his life. I'm still not done. I'm trying to show you that Almighty God did not direct the ancestors and the divinities to make the Pluto return for this country that has caused so much hell for Africans around the world between the date Frederick Douglass died and the date Harriet Tubman died. And look at all that happened between February 20 and March 10th. I don't know about you, but I'm proud to be black. I don't know about you, but I'm happy to be an African. I don't know about you, but I love my nappy hair. I don't know about you, but I'm proud of my black skin. I don't know about you, but I love my nose. I don't know about you, but I love my mother continent. I don't know about you, but I love my ancestors. Talking that I ain't from Africa. Talking that Africa no longer relevant. You Negroes done lost your damn mind. You Negroes done lost your damn mind. Listen to this. March the 9th, 1892. March the 9th, 1892. Ida B. Wells. Ida B. Wells. Ida B. Wells. Ida B. Wells. The friends of Ida B. Wells, Thomas Moss and Calvin McDowell and Henry Stewart are lynched in Memphis, Tennessee, which sparked Ida B. Wells to go on her lifelong crusade against lynching. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Are you aware that Ida B. Wells was second only to Frederick Douglass in terms of distinguished leaders of our race in this country in the late 1800s? Are you aware that Ida B. Wells was second only to Frederick Douglass in terms of race leadership in the late 1800s? I'm going to end it right here. I'm going to end it right here. March the 10th, 1865. During the Civil War, Confederate forces in South Carolina hang a young black enslaved woman by the name of Amy Spain for helping out the Union Army. The Confederate soldiers hung a little black enslaved sister. The Confederate Army hanged a little black enslaved sister by the name of Amy Spain for helping out the Union cause because she wanted her people to be free. And I'm going to end on this. I'm going to end right here. I'm going to end right here. Y'all know who she is, second to nobody. Y'all know who she is, second to nobody. Y'all know who she is, second to nobody. Queen Mother Araminta Ross, Queen Mother Harriet Tubman, who escaped from slavery to freedom in 1850 during the fugitive slave law passage year. Freed her mother, freed her father, freed all her siblings except one. Freed all her siblings except one, because that sibling had already been sold too far away for Harriet to rescue. When Harriet's mother and father begged her, they said, Minty, don't go back no more. Harriet Tubman's mother and father said, Minty, don't go back no more. We are free. And Queen Mother Harriet Tubman said, Mommy, Daddy, I cannot stop because God gave me this work. Mama, Daddy, I cannot stop because God gave me this work. And this little black woman, barely 100 pounds soaking wet. This little black woman, barely 100 pounds soaking wet. This little black woman, barely 100 pounds, soaking wet, made more than 30 journeys to the South to free enslaved Africans. And when she was done, she bought some property up in Auburn, New York. And she built a hospital. Harriet Tubman was not a medical doctor. Harriet Tubman didn't have a doctorate degree. Some people claim Harriet Tubman couldn't read or write, but she had enough common sense. She had enough wisdom. She had enough insight. She had enough foresight to build a hospital for African elders. And she built an old folks home for African elders. And she built a farm for African elders. So you trying to tell me that the historically black colleges can't build a hospital, but Harriet Tubman did? You trying to tell me the historically black colleges can't build a farm, but Harriet Tubman did? You trying to tell me we can't build a home for the elders, but Harriet Tubman did? And then she got a phone call from the Union Army. They said, Harriet, we need you to come to South Carolina and be a nurse and a spy and a scout for the Union Army. And Queen Mother Harriet Tubman accepted the offer, went to the South, never got paid. Harriet Tubman never got paid. Harriet Tubman never got paid. But Joe Biden wanted to put a face on a $20 bill. Barack Obama wanted to put a face on a $20 bill. George Bush want to put her face on a $20 bill. You don't want to pay reparations, but you want to put our face on the money. You don't want to pay us for the unpaid labor of our ancestors, but you want to put an ancestor on the face of your money. Harriet Tubman is the only woman in American history. Harriet Tubman is the only woman in American history. Harriet Tubman is the only woman in American history to lead soldiers into battle. The only woman in American history to lead soldiers into battle in the U.S. Army. Wouldn't even give our Queen Mother ancestor a military pension when she retired. She had to make money taking care of the sick soldiers. She had to make money making herbs because she was a herbalist. Before Dr. Sabi, she was a herbalist. Before Dr. Laila Africa, rest in peace to both of our grandmaster teachers, Harriet Tubman was a herbalist way before they was born. And they wouldn't even give that sister a pension for saving their soldiers and leading their troops into battle. And when Harriet Tubman was old and gray, when Harriet Tubman was old and gray on March the 10th of 1913, 1 year before Marcus Garvey built the largest black movement in modern history. On March the 10th of 1913, 1 year before the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey built the largest black movement in modern history, Harriet Tubman was interviewed. She said, there was plenty of times I almost got caught. Plenty of times I ran into some dangerous situations, but whenever that happened, I would drop on my hands and knees and pray to God. And whenever I did that, my Lord, my God, my Creator would find a way for me out of no way. Queen Mother Harriet said, there was times I thought they would have got me. But I was not afraid, because if the Lord would have let them take me, and if I would have been killed or lynched or worse, I would have accepted that as a message from my God that I had done my duty and it was time to come on home. And Queen Mother Harriet always took a gun with her. She always took a gun, because there was a lot of Willie Lynch chip activated Negroes on the Underground Railroad. I said there was a whole bunch of Willie Lynch chip activated Negroes on the Underground Railroad. And Queen Mother Harriet had a rifle. And she said every time a Negro tried to turn back because they was too scared to go forward. Woo! Every time a Negro wanted to turn back because they were too scared to go forward, I would cock my rifle and I would look them dead in the eye and I would say, dead Negroes tell no tales. You go on or you die right here. I'm going to say it again. Dead Negroes tell no tales. You go on or you die right here. And on March the 10th, 1913, that beautiful African woman whose original mission was to go back home to Africa. Harriet Tubman didn't claim to be a Cherokee. Harriet Tubman didn't claim to be a Seminole. Harriet Tubman didn't claim to be a Choctaw. Harriet Tubman didn't claim to be an indigenous or a aboriginal. She said, I'm an African. And Harriet Tubman wanted to go back home to Africa, but she decided to stay and help liberate her brothers and sisters. As I close out, because I've said enough. As I close out, because I've said enough. As I close out, because I have said enough. Brothers and sisters, this coming Sunday, February the 20th, the day the Honorable Frederick Douglass left us for the ancestors, until March the 10th, the day Harriet Tubman left us for the ancestors, these 18 days, the planet Pluto, the planet of revolution, will be at 27 degrees Capricorn for the first time since July the 4th of 1776. Let's do the work. I want to give you an airplane analogy to explain the next 2 years, 8 months, and 29 days. Let me give you an airplane analogy to explain the next 2 years, 8 months, and 29 days. From February the 20th until March the 10th, Pluto is in Capricorn, identical to where she was when America was founded. That is our foundation. We on the runway. We on a runway. Those first 18 days, we laying the foundation. We on a runway. And then we take off. From March the 11th of 2022 until March the 23rd of 2023, we flying high. We flying high. Pluto is still in Capricorn. No longer the 27th degree, still in Capricorn. And then on March the 23rd, the plane starts to come down. March the 23rd of next year, 2023, the plane starts to come down. But then it goes back up, back into Capricorn for a retrograde. 2 times it dip and go back up. And then it finally comes down for a final landing on November the 19th of 2024. 2 years, 8 months, and 29 days from this coming Sunday. I only have one question. What are we going to do about it? Oya is not going to do the work for you, Ibashe. The Agungun are not going to do the work for you, Ibashe. Almighty God is not going to do the work for you. They're simply going to open up the opportunity. They're simply going to create the circumstances that will allow us to go back up and never come down again. Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Are you with me, brothers and sisters? Do you understand the time you are living in? Do you understand how revolutionary of a period this is? This is greater than the great North American eclipse of 2017. This is greater than the 400-year return of our ancestors, 1619 to 2019. Brothers and sisters, this Pluto return is everything. It won't happen again for another 245 years. It won't happen again for another 245 years. As I close, Jackson, Mississippi, the home of Ida B. Wells, Fannie Lou Hamer, Medgar Evers. I will see you Thursday, 72 hours, at the African Art Gallery. The doors will open up at 2. I will speak from 3 to 5. I will sign books from 5 to 8. Totally free. My first visit to Jackson, Mississippi since my jam-packed 2019 Jackson, Mississippi Kwanzaa lecture, Shreveport, Louisiana. I will see you this Saturday, Southern University Shreveport campus, Jackson building. I will be on a panel discussion at 10. I will give a solo presentation at 11, and I will sign books beginning at 12 noon. It is called the 10th Annual State of Black Shreveport Symposium, Savannah, Georgia. Savannah, Georgia. Savannah, Georgia. I'm coming to you for only my second visit. This is only my second visit to Savannah. Last time was 2016. We jam-packed the community center. Nobody else could fit in. Sold out, jam-packed. Well, Savannah, I'm coming back. I will be at the West Street YMCA. The West Street YMCA. Next Wednesday, February the 23rd. Next Wednesday, February the 23rd. Next Wednesday, February the 23rd. Doors open up at 2. I will speak from 3 to 5. I will sign books from 5 until 8. And then, next Thursday, February the 24th, Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville, Florida. I haven't been to Jacksonville, Florida since my sold out 2017 Jacksonville Kwanzaa lecture. I will be at the Scottish Rite Cathedral, I believe it is. The Scottish Rite Cathedral in Jackson, Mississippi. That is 4 until 10. Thursday, February 24th, Jacksonville, Florida. Scottish Rite Cathedral. Doors at 4. I speak from 5 to 7, and I will sign books from 7 till 10. If you need the flyer, text my cell. If you need the flyer, text my cell. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. Please donate to the FDMG Academy. Get on your Cash App. If you learned anything tonight, I'm asking you to donate to the future of Black boys. If you learned anything tonight, I'm asking you to donate to the future of Black boys. Get on your Cash App, $FDMG School. Get on your Cash App, $FDMG School. Get on your Cash App, $FDMG School. Get on your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Get on your PayPal, paypal.me/FDMG Academy. Mail your check or money order. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware. If you want to offer a personal donation, $, DrUmarJohnson. Personal, $, personal. Or you can Zelle me. Use my cell number for Zelle donation. Personal, 215-989-9858. I don't know about you, but Jackson, Mississippi, we got a lot to talk about. I don't know about you. Shreveport, Louisiana, we got a lot to talk about. I don't know about you. Savannah, Georgia, we got a lot to talk about. I don't know about you. But Jacksonville, Florida, we got a lot to talk about. In Philadelphia, hometown. It looks like I will be doing a lecture to close out 2022 Black History Month, Year of the Tiger. 2022 Black History Month, Year of the Tiger, on Sunday, February 27th. Time and location will be announced. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Black History Month close-out lecture, Sunday, February the 27th. Date and time to be announced. If you need the flyer, 215-989-9858. Brothers and sisters, you wanted it. The ancestors have delivered it. Orisha Oya is bringing it, and Almighty God has ordained it. Pray harder, fast longer, meditate stronger, study harder. 2 years, 8 days, 2 years, 8 months, 29 days. What are we going to do about it? One God, one aim, one destiny. Pan-Africanism or perish. Pan-Africanism or perish. Pan-Africanism by any means necessary. Peace and Black power.